gon' show you how we party. We gon' show you how we party.
And welcome everybody to another episode of the Social Complex Podcast. I am your boy Marcus, and today in the studio we have, of course, Jordan. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I didn't get offered no food, but I'm okay. And this is Peabody.
We're not gonna talk about it.
Yeah, Peabody is out in Dallas this weekend with his lady. They were finding out the sex of their child, so in his place we upgraded. And
the shade.
It's not shady.
That is shady.
Now we have a friend to the show.
Think that was shady? I think that was shady.
It was a joke.
I know.
He would have said the same thing.
He would have.
Friend to the show, fellow podcaster as well. I call her the shower cap queen.
And since it's not raining.
Miss Adrianna from the Recovering Party Girls. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are y'all doing? Good to be back.
We all right. Good to see you again.
Yes.
How's everything been going?
Everything's going great.
Yeah.
Going great. We got a live show March 7th.
I saw that.
You guys, y'all gonna be in that building.
Yeah.
So, it's gonna be a good time.
I saw you out on one of your last show. You just got back from Hawaii.
I did. Yeah. Yes.
I just. Stunning, huh?
How was that?
I almost didn't come back.
Really?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I almost didn't come back.
Was there a reason why you?
I mean, back? I was born in Corpus Christi, so
okay.
I'm used to the beaches and being, that beach lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it's like times 10 out there. So,
sure.
The hospitality,
the hospitality, everything's maloha. They have lifeguards on the beach, and they let you know where the coral ends, and you can enter it's a beautiful place, man.
Kind of paradise.
It is paradise. It is it's like a different country that's within the United States.
How long is that flight?
Traveling time's 11 hours.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah. So,
but I mean, it's probably worth it.
It was towards the end going. I was frustrated because I was like, I gotta get off this plane.
Yeah.
I gotta get off this plane.
I would have to take a sedative.
Yes.
Yes,
you
have to take a
yes.
sedative.
Yeah. And then, I was sitting next to a chatty patty.
Oh, no.
So
Ma'am,
it was just like, shut up. Like, sir, stop asking me questions. Stop asking my little brother questions. My little brother, he's just falling for it, talking, chit-chatting. I'm like, oh, y'all shut up.
Hey, you said you went out there with your family, right?
Yeah, so my older brother lives out there.
Oh, okay.
And we decided to do like a sibling vacation. So
that's sweet.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
What made him want to move out there?
Well, job.
Okay.
He didn't want to. He was like, no, I don't want to leave East End.
Yeah.
But he moved. He works for Ross. He does all their loss prevention.
Oh, okay.
And so all the stores in Hawaii, he's over those stores. And
that's not a bad job, though.
In Guam. Yeah. It's not.
They got a Ross out there?
They got several.
They gotta get dressed.
They have several Rosses.
They got Walmart
out there.
in Hawaii?
No.
That's my shit.
Wait, did I see it? No, I was in Honolulu, so I didn't see
like
I didn't see
the retail side.
Yeah, I mean, well,
like
my brother,
grocery stores and stuff like that, but
I mean, but everything's expensive there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, where's like the HEB or the
HEB is not outside of Texas.
I said, where's like the HEB of Hawaii? Like, I don't want to go to Whole Foods.
Publix or
no, it's like a Savoy or something.
Oh,
it's like their version of Walmart / HEB, but it's other than that, it's like Whole Foods.
Okay,
I didn't know that. Outside of Texas, there wasn't Papacitos or Papados till I went to Orlando.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Because I was in Orlando, like, yo, they got Papacitos. I was like, no, that's a
Texas thing.
I didn't know. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, so how was your weekend, Jordan? What you been getting into?
What's today, Sunday?
Yeah. Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't care about Super Bowl. Yeah. Like, I'm not, I don't even want to watch the Super Bowl commercials at this point. I think they're doing something weird this year, though, because I feel like they're showing the Super Bowl commercials before the Super Bowl. Like, I've seen a whole bunch of random commercials that I feel like would be Super Bowl.
Yeah, some have leaked online or something. Yeah.
So I got excited about the Chance the Rapper and the Backstreet Boys Super Bowl commercial for Doritos.
Okay, yeah, I saw a little bit of
Because
that.
it's Chance the Rapper, the Backstreet Boys, and it's the bounce music. So I was like, yeah, that's my stuff. But this weekend, nothing much. I have a friend that's in town from New Orleans. We hung out and we went to a cigar bar, which is a different experience for me because I don't smoke. But it was okay.
How was this, like, the smoke in there?
It just smells like cigars. It's not
Like
overwhelming.
okay.
Yeah,
I don't know if they
smoke
have
is
like
not-
a ventilation system, but it wasn't like I can't see. Like you can see when someone is exhaling, but then it just dissipates.
Okay.
So it wasn't too cloudy, but I did smell like cigars when I left.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
But that was cool. And we're going to this thing called Tifty. I think it's been here since November, but it's like a photo experience. It's in the Old Drink Houston, and they have maybe 10 or 11 different backdrops where you can just take pictures. So it's cool. Like that, like a ball pit. They have a swing where you look like you're in the clouds and you're swinging in the clouds and stuff like that. They had, for Christmas, they had a tree that was upside down. So it looked like when you were taking the picture, the tree was on the ceiling and you were like holding the tree up with your finger.
Oh, yeah.
So stuff like that.
So who are you going to be taking pictures of? Like,
just my friend. We're just gonna, we're going to take this bad boy and set it up and have some fun.
That's what's up.
Do it for the gram. One good time.
It's Adrianna. How was your weekend? What'd you do?
So I'm working with a lady who is going to be running in this upcoming elections. I can't say what it's for, but she's going to be running for a pretty big thing, and I'm shooting her campaign commercials. So
I have so many questions.
I can't say it's local. It's Harris County.
Okay.
Non-disclosure agreement.
But I can't say anything until she announces what she's running for.
Got you. Okay.
So I shot her husband's some of her husband's campaign stuff, and he got elected to judge.
Okay.
So I'm getting more work in that arena, so which is exciting because I don't necessarily have a 9-to-5 anymore. So that's what I did this weekend. I and then like listening to how they develop their campaigns and stuff like that. I mean, I'm very interested in that. I always told myself that I would run for city council when I get
funding.
Like how they get funding, how do they do their campaigns, and all that stuff. So I got to see that back inside, which was really, really interesting.
Learning experience.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really excited about it because I think that she has a really good chance of winning what she's going for. So
then let me ask you a question. What do you think about Kamala Harris putting her hat in the ring for the 2020?
I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really great. But we also have to ask those questions as to her history, or, her being a prosecutor and all of her
what she's done
beforehand, because that is questionable. And you can't be coming here shucking and jiving, acting like we own,
But my question is, do we do that for white male candidates as much? Like, I don't think we've been so critical in the past of like, for lack of a better word, like a George Bush. Like, we know that there's stuff that they've done, but are we like, well, let's dig deeper to see. Like, did we do that with other candidates, or are we doing
don't.
it because it's a black candidate?
But I think that we should, because even with Beto, he has some questionable things in his past that he's voted for that was against our culture, right? It's against our people. But he was in third ward getting chopped up like it was nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Clearly his name is
but he's trying to appeal to the people. So, I can see how people get hyped up over that.
Yeah.
But we also, I think, as we are coming into consciousness about politics and how we know that they racist out there.
Yeah.
They do some shady stuff on the back end.
Pandering.
And, on the front end, they like, we love all the black people. But yet they, voting for certain things that are against minorities. So I think that we should hold everybody accountable and make sure that we ask the right questions. We do our research before we start, chanting certain people 2020. You know what I mean?
I was excited. I was excited to see Cory Booker, but I thought it was also weird because he's so close with Kamala Harris.
Mm.
And I was like, so how is this dynamic going to work?
Yeah.
Going forward.
Yeah, so he talked about that. He did an interview on The View.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a little bit of that, yeah.
So it's an interesting thing to see, especially
Yes.
like that Starbucks guy. What's it? I don't know his name.
Some
Like
Schultz or something.
whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just like, sir,
It's funny you say that.
Just make
Last
coffee.
night,
Leave us alone.
like, no, sir. Like, no.
Make my Emperor Cloud
Like-
green tea. Leave me alone.
Stick to what you know. Stick to the rivers and the shit that you used to. Because like, it's one of those things. Like, why are we? I feel like because of who we have in office now.
Mhm.
Anybody thinks they can run?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, America's a joke. So just I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's
It's
pretty bad.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
I even saw some stuff online about Kamala Harris.
Mhm.
Is it Kamala or Kamala?
I think it's
Kamala
Kamala.
Harris. Sorry, about because her mother's Indian, her
Mhm.
dad's Jamaican, so
Mhm.
even
They're questioning.
yeah, black people were trying
Her
to
birthright.
put her feet to the fire already. So it's like
But do you think that we should do that stuff? Like, okay, so I feel
don't.
like that's one of those things that we need to keep that in house. Like, if we're having a conversation, we don't necessarily need to have that conversation about that
Mm-hmm.
on social media for others to see,
nah,
quote
yeah,
unquote others.
I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Because it's like we already have everybody else tearing us down, so we don't need to put it on display that
We're tearing each other down publicly.
the same
Yeah.
way.
Or
Mhm.
questioning each other's
Mhm.
validity publicly.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like you question somebody's quote
Blackness.
unquote
Right.
blackness. Yeah, it's like
Yeah. But
look
there's
who our president is now, and you want to
Yeah.
try to dig up dirt
Make
or
it worse.
information on
Yeah.
Kamala Harris. Like, come on.
I think if she can explain, I feel like I would vote for her if she would explain the reasoning why she did, her past voting choices and why she did what she did. If she can just be very transparent, because right now people aren't transparent.
No.
Everybody's full of crap.
Mm-hmm.
And
True.
I think that if she could say, hey, yeah, I'm
But
just trying to get ahead.
I don't know.
I was
It's one
trying
of
to-
those things. Like, I didn't trust during the last presidential election, like the whole Hillary thing. Like,
Yeah.
there was like this hashtag. I guess I'm with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was like I'm with her, but I guess I'm with her because it's a lesser of two evils.
Yeah,
So is that going to be?
one of those things this time.
Mhm.
I really feel like if we as I hate to say the word millennials,
Mhm.
but our demographic, if we really go out there and ask those questions and we
Do the research.
do our research, get those answers, we can hold these people accountable for what they've done in their past and give them an opportunity to say, well, yeah, that wasn't a great choice, because we all know Hillary backtracked when she was talking about I shouldn't have did that with
The super predators.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Man.
but you got to allow people to say they fucked up.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I can respect that, because I too have fucked up.
That's true.
That's one thing about our country. We don't let people's past go.
Right.
No, we're ready to cancel someone every
Yeah.
day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, whoever. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
So I wanted to ask y'all. So there's a Netflix show that the rapper from Atlanta, Killer Mike, has. Right. It's called The Trigger Warning.
Mhm.
And on the first episode, he challenged himself for 3 days to only buy or do or participate in anything that was black owned.
Mhm.
So it was from he couldn't drive his cars, right, because they were owned by white owned. The food he ate, he couldn't eat a lot of stuff because it wasn't black owned. He even went as far as to sleep outside on a park bench, right? Just all these things that he couldn't do because it wasn't black owned. So I was watching. I said that's interesting, and I asked myself. I said, could I survive even a day like that? I mean, hell no.
I mean, he went down to the toilet paper.
Yeah.
Like, toilet paper, the deodorant. He had to walk
It's
places.
very far and few in between.
Even from the our phones.
Yeah.
So it's like everything. Like we couldn't record in this studio
Yeah.
if we were doing that because
Yeah.
it's not black owned, right?
I know it's a studio that we could go to.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
But I'm saying when it comes to like, I think it may be, and it was Killer Mike that kind of set that tone. I don't know what happened. Something happened a couple of years ago where it was kind of like everybody was pooling their money into a black bank. And they're like, stop giving these people your money.
Yeah.
Open a bank account in a black bank.
Yeah.
And he kind of planted the seed, like, why are we not
doing that?
Doing it anyway. And so for me, like I shop a lot. I mean, there's certain things like a grocery store. As far as being a consumer, I'm not necessarily going to go find a black-owned farmer's market every time I want to go.
Yeah, I just want to go get some spaghetti pasta.
Right.
Right.
So, but what I would do is like, and you know, I love my graphic tees. So if it's like a black-owned business and they're powering black tees or humanized being black, things like that. Like if I'm buying clothes, I would make sure that I was buying clothes from whatever. There is an app called it says AWS, but it's basically an app where wherever you're driving around, it doesn't matter the city or state, it'll pop up if there's a black-owned business near you. Okay, so photography studios, hair studios, anything, it'll just pop up saying, hey, this business is close to you. But I think realistically, as far as to the detail that he did it, I don't think I can make it. Like he couldn't even buy weed.
Yeah, because the weed he buys he said it was grown in Northern California.
Wow,
most likely by white people. Yeah, he couldn't smoke. He had to go as far as finding like a garden that was being owned and operated by black people that they grew their own food.
Yep.
It was a Muslim grocery store in Atlanta where he finally was able to buy some food from.
But then he couldn't open his beans because he didn't have a black-owned can opener. So, like,
that's wild.
It was fun. He went to the strip. He went to the strip club.
Blue Flame.
He went to the Blue Flame in Atlanta, and it was an Asian stripper in there, and she was about to give him a lap dance, and he stopped her. He was like, "No disrespect. I'm not being racist, but I'm only supporting black owned," and he made the Asian stripper walk away.
Wow.
So, but it just struck me because like if you think about even from HEB or Walmart or Kroger's, wherever you go, you're going in there buying food. It's all white owned, grown somewhere, probably owned by locally white farmers. That are with the black business. I think we've been so trained and conditioned that
white is right.
Yeah, and we don't think about like I got Verizon, or you have AT&T, whoever, T-Mobile. It's all black owned. He showed at the end of the episode there was
Figure.
Figures.
Figure is the telephone company. So basically, it looks like iPhone, but it's a black owned telephone company. He makes the phone. You sign up with his service, and it's all black owned. So it's
I've never heard of that.
Me either.
So like I wouldn't make it a day. I probably wouldn't make it half a day.
But that just goes. I think that goes to show like we have to start thinking along those lines. Like if we are going to be progressive, we got to start thinking beyond being rappers. Or even if you're a rapper and you're making some money, you got to reinvest back into the community.
And that's what he did. He did that on another episode. He was saying that he went and talked to some elementary school kids about what they wanted to be. And they're like, oh, I want to be the president, or I want to be a rocket scientist. And he was like, I think that's great, but that's not what you're going to be. So we need to find something that you can do. You need to have a trade. No shit.
Absolutely.
And he
was
like,
that's real life.
We teach our kids that they can do all this stuff. And it's like, it's great that you think that, but realistically,
in reality,
you need to be able to earn your own money. But they were saying like, our dollar stays within our community for 6 hours. And other cultures, it's like 28 days or 27 days.
But I don't think that we make those kind of jobs cool. We don't glorify those kind of jobs.
We're too worried about being cool, though.
Yeah, like we don't make farming cool. I would love to grow a farm and it look like Oprah's stuff that be coming out.
Oprah got
like she got harvest.
Oprah probably got lights.
But I'm just saying,
she's
like
the one that checks on it.
Like I'm just saying, like we don't make that cool, and I think that's probably one of the issues is we don't promote and value that part to where we don't say what, if you want to be a farmer, that's dope. Like I know somebody that got a little block of land that maybe he can get you on. We can start a farmer's market, whatever. We don't do that.
Yeah, carpentry, plumbing.
All those,
those trades that we're showing those kids.
People don't glorify that because everybody. Everybody want to be a rapper or a promoter or a lifestyle guru
Or IG model.
IG model.
Club
like,
promoter.
come on, an influencer.
That is Houston for you. That is Houston.
Or
Yes,
an
it is.
influencer. Just where the
yourself,
farmers
find-
at?
Find something to do. Find a trade. What can
Where's
you
your
do?
trade?
Build me a house.
Build me something.
Right.
Build me a table.
All right, so this next thing, and we were texting about it earlier in the week. So Nick Cannon, he has like a podcast called Cannon's Class, and he put out like a snippet. It was like 17 minutes of an interview he was doing with a brother from the Nation of Islam.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot his name, but they were talking about black men dating white women. And I watched it. I had to watch it like 3 times because he was blowing me away, but he was making me sick at the same time.
Yeah.
So I want to read some quotes, and I want to get y'all's opinion and try to decipher and break down exactly what he really meant. So the first one, he said, quote, "When we're talking about love, and if love is truly an unconditional thing amongst all people and humanity, why? Because the color of someone's skin or lack of melanin in someone's skin, I can't love that person."
Okay, so I guess because of how I grew up,
Mhm.
I can understand that statement. I grew up with predominantly Hispanic and white people, so I didn't necessarily I didn't get that, you gotta be with a black person. If I liked you and you were Hispanic, I liked you.
Mm-hmm.
Is it because that's what you were predominantly around?
Yes, and that's what I was around. I mean, granted, there were black people around,
Mhm.
but I didn't grow up in a household that was just like, you gotta
Stay with your
you
kind.
gotta stay with your kind.
Mhm.
I believe that, and I believe now that love is love. You can't help who you love. You can't help that. But I always say that if I was in Corpus, I'd probably be married to a Hispanic person.
Mhm.
A lot of my cousins are married to Hispanic men. But at the end of the day, I love black men. I would love to marry a black man. I would love my babies to be black. But
You know
if
what's gonna happen.
if it doesn't happen like that, that's okay too. But I don't think that people should be persecuted because they fall in for another a person of a different race.
Jordan?
To be absolutely honest, like I grew up on the East Coast. So I did, and we moved to Texas when I was like 10. And moving to Texas was a little bit of a culture shock for me because I was deemed the Oreo. I didn't know what that meant.
Right.
I had
Black on the outside, white on the inside.
Yeah. I went home and I was like, "Mommy, what does Oreo mean?" She said, "Who said that to you?" And I was just like, "What does it mean?"
Kids are assholes.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, when I was in Jersey, like I can tell you, like all of my childhood friends, we went from daycare to I guess the 4th grade together.
Mhm.
So there was Jasmine Gonzalez, there was who was Hispanic, there was Keaton Stewart Marcus, whose parents were black and white, there was Samantha Pierre, whose parents were African, there was Brian and Brianna Huerta, who were Hispanic, and then there's another girl, Cassandra. So it's just like that's the only time period that I was able to understand why people say I don't see color. Because I didn't know anything different from the different colors of people that I saw. These are just my friends as a kid. So coming to Texas, black folks sit with black folks,
Right.
white folks sit with white folks, and Hispanic folks sit with Hispanic folks, unless you are part of a team for a sport. That's the only time I saw anybody mingling together, but that's because they were part of that sport. So as far as like saying like love who you love, I don't think that I don't think there's anything wrong with loving someone outside of your race or having feelings for someone of a different culture. I haven't experienced it, but I also haven't gone down that route. Like I have friends that date. I have a white friend that dates only black men. I have friends that date only Hispanic men. It's something that I haven't been privy to. It's not for me.
Yeah.
Right.
It's gonna sound crazy, but I don't even really like light skinned guys. And it sounds really bad. But it's one of those
But
things
you're
like
light skinned, and it's
I think everybody has their preference.
Well,
Because like
yeah,
if I
it's
look at my
preference.
family,
It's
everybody in my
preference. It's
family
preference.
is the opposite. Like my dad's brown, my mom's light. My brother is brown and he married a light skinned woman. Like and even like my uncles, it's the same thing. It's everybody likes the opposite. But as far as like another race, I mean, it's not for me to judge. That's not my business. I feel like it's the same thing with people being gay or straight.
Yeah.
What you do in the bedroom is your business. That has nothing to do with me. It doesn't affect me. It's not gonna. It doesn't stop my day from going. So,
my issue with Nick Cannon on this particular comment was he came out and publicly criticized Travis Scott, saying he wasn't for the culture because he was with a Kardashian, right? Now I'm with both y'all. It's like whoever you want to be with that person, but don't criticize this man just to justify that you like to, we can say, quote unquote, play with white women and then throw them back in the sea, whatever. Because that's pretty much what he's
saying. Yeah.
You know, he's trying to. Well, he married a white woman. He married a Kardashian, but I just date him. I just have sex with him. So he's not for the culture, but I still am. No, my nigga, like
it's the same.
It's just
the same difference.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same exact thing, and you're trying to make it look like you're doing something better. So I didn't like that. So
when it comes to Nick Cannon, I think he's very intelligent, but it's one of those things like he's not like Nick Cannon's probably not. Did he marry Mariah? Were they married?
Yes,
they were married.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And of course, we all always recognize Mariah as being
She
black.
black. She black. She black. She black.
She is.
That's non-debatable. She's black.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you, but we can't ignore her other side.
No,
we can. Because we have.
I don't think we can though, because she's not like. I mean, it's not like
that side.
That is a black woman, honey. That is a black woman.
Okay. All right.
It's one of those. I don't know. It's one of those things that with him, I think it's probably for shock value.
I think so too.
I think it's to get some. It's clickbait a little bit. Because I mean, how are you gonna have that? I don't know. Like, how are you gonna have that conversation with your daughter?
And then his second baby mama is black. Mm-hmm. So be quiet.
Yeah.
Just be quiet.
Yeah. I don't know.
Your kid's black. Be quiet.
Yeah, that's true. All of them.
All of them. Be quiet.
I want to skip down to this one. So this next quote, he said, quote, "White women are looked at as success because in America, we see a white woman, I couldn't have you. My daddy couldn't have you. My granddaddy couldn't have you. I would get killed if even looking at you. People, if they thought I whistled at you, they would murder me. So now if I play for the NBA, I want them all and I can afford them all."
Misogynistic quote. It's toxic masculinity.
Right.
That's very toxic. Like, get out of here.
Shut
up.
Person. You just want to
shut up. Just be quiet.
That's
Nick Cannon. This is his quotes.
That's toxic masculinity. That's just toxic. Like that's just almost like saying, I've never had money. I never had girls. So now that I have money, I can get everybody I want because I have money. Like, shut up. Like, that's toxic.
See, this one in particular, when I heard it, I automatically said, he has, no pun intended, he has some type of complex.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, like,
I think, like, for sure, I think when it comes to Nick Cannon, like, we thought he was lame. Like, when he first came out, like, nobody was checking for him.
Nobody was checking for him.
And now he's like, yeah, bitches, I'm a millionaire. Like, yeah.
Nobody was checking for him.
No.
Now he's wilding out.
He's got money, so he's got wilding out, which is popping. And he
has
a lot
Mariah
of stuff.
Carey, alimony.
Yeah.
Wait, he getting
I don't know. I was just making that shit.
But he's doing like what, I don't know, it's like that lip sync thing with kids for Nickelodeon. Like he's purchased parts of Nickelodeon and stuff like that, so he's making money. He has more money now, so I think that's why he's wilding out the way that he is, because he's just like, I got money, I can say and do what I want.
Yeah.
But I looked at it to say I'm rich, I'm famous, I do what I want.
Now I can sleep with white women.
I'm gonna get these white women, do what I please, and then return them better than they were before, I think he gets off on that. It's some,
toxic masculinity.
Okay, we'll call it that.
That's
Yes,
what
yes,
it
ma'am.
is.
We'll
That's
call
what
it
it
that. But it was just crazy. I'm like, for him to say like, yo, back in the day, my granddaddy couldn't have you, but now I can, and I'm like,
and I'm gonna have you,
like,
and I'm gonna use you
like,
because I got money.
Yeah, it was like,
that's
okay,
toxic.
There's something wrong with this dude's head.
Yeah, that's toxic.
So he's gonna do what he want to do.
And then he's paying another young.
Who's the other one? Like,
I don't know, but she's a black
model.
woman.
She's black?
She's like she's
like a
black.
model.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna marry a black woman or have kids with black women, but
he's gonna be another Eddie Murphy
with 10 kids.
Yeah, I could see that.
He's gonna be another Eddie Murphy.
I could definitely see that.
Did Eddie Murphy ever marry somebody white?
His last baby mama white.
Well,
I think they're engaged.
He just had a kid too.
Yeah, he has 2 of them by this lady.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he got 10 by Nicole. So
she's fine. I'm sorry.
I've seen her up close. Like that, I was like, damn, I didn't know. I didn't know.
Wait, is she somebody famous? Who is she?
Nicole
Nikki Murphy.
Nicole
Murphy. Yeah. Oh yeah.
She was promoting a night at one of the clubs that I worked at, and no makeup, just lashes. I was like, damn, she's tall, skinny,
body is amazing.
Like, I was like, golly, girl.
And she's in her
and
50s,
you like
right?
50?
Yes.
You shut me down? And I'm
like,
golly. Shit.
I was like, I have no excuses.
Maybe I need to cut my hair off. I don't know.
So you go to the gym? You go to the gym every day and work out?
I need to get to the gym. Shit.
So then real quick, do y'all think it's a huge correlation between black athletes and white women?
What do you mean?
Well, there's always that stereotype of the famous black athlete marries the white woman or Hispanic woman, and
the thottie.
Okay.
I mean, let's be real. Like the stylist, quote unquote. Like, oh, she was a stylist.
I think that's a very small percentage of pro black athletes that do that.
What do you mean? That marry the white woman?
Yeah. Like I hate when people put them all in that box.
I mean, I don't think it's. I don't know.
But also, just like you said, that's a product of their environment, of what they're around.
That's true.
What they have access to.
Absolutely. And then I feel like, I mean, not to say that black women aren't like more aggressive than white women, because I've lived with somebody. She was a white girl, and she was like on these black athletes, like it was like.
I gotta secure the bag, sis.
This is life or death.
And she actually like said that to y'all and have conversations about it?
I mean, it wasn't even that she said it to me. It was within her actions.
Yeah.
Like, she had to get at these athletes. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, it was more like, it was like a competition.
Wow.
And me, I'm like, man.
You tell me you're an athlete, I go the other way. I'm like,
yes, exactly.
Nice to meet you.
Like, you tell me you play football? Nah, my nigga. Because you could get hurt. And I already know about that brain injury stuff. CTE.
Real.
I'm thinking, like, okay.
I'm going to have to wipe your face by the time you're 38.
Yes. Like, I don't want to do that. You could fall and break your leg playing basketball. We can't travel the world with that. I gotta put you in a wheelchair. I can't do that.
I know it's till death do us part, but shit, not before 40.
Like, come on, man. You 35 and you can barely walk.
That's messed up.
No, it's not. But I think that's like athletes are a young woman's game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, like, as I'm getting older, if you're an athlete, I'm gonna say, well, who's your coach?
Sounds a little more stable, right?
Your coach just sounds more stable to me.
You got a secure job.
You got a secure job. You don't get hurt.
You're
going to be on the sideline.
Right. 401k
You're not
intact.
Everything's going to be good. I can go to the game.
Yeah.
We can travel.
You're not going to be out all hours of the night because he got to get up and work in the morning.
He got to get up and go to work. I don't have to worry about him being in the club because he's working on plays.
Yeah. We gonna be watching film together.
Exactly. I'm going to be like, baby, he ran that too fast.
Yo. All right. On that note, Social Complex will be right back.
Tune in to Mogul Squared Media on the UML Podcast Network, where you can catch your favorite podcasts on all major streaming platforms: iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, and many more. You can find a full listing of all our podcasts on our website, Urban Mogul Life, where we create the content and you create the lifestyle.
And we are back, Social Complex in the building. It's your boy Marcus. I have Jordan with me and special guest host for today, Adrianna from the Recovering Party Girls podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
And as you probably already heard, we have our boy Peabody live from Dallas. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up, Pops?
P Daddy.
P Daddy.
How you living out there?
I'm doing good, man. Just found out I have a baby girl, man.
Yeah.
Woo!
Shout out, shout out to me.
Shout out to you.
You ain't carrying that baby.
No, but it shout. You know what? Men determine the sex, so shout out to him.
Exactly. Hey, you know
Men
what they
determine
say when a man's first child is a girl.
Hey, what that mean? What that mean?
Y'all
That
doing
mean
some
he's been
shit
out.
you wasn't
They've been
supposed
out
to do.
here. That mean they've been out here living,
That's
breaking
exactly
hearts
what-
and shit.
Yep.
Looking after another woman or done, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He said they should have been done, nigga. Or done now.
Hey, man.
He told me yesterday. He was like, I haven't.
All the IG models out there, bro,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
All the IG
yeah. You should have. You should have.
He told me yesterday. He's like, I haven't looked at another girl the same way since.
Like the girls, I don't want to,
Yeah, like I said, when you said you was having a girl, I said, oh, he wasn't living right.
Hey, so real
That's
quick,
why
man.
everybody's like, I want a boy. Yeah, I'm sure.
That's why he wanted one.
I said that they said that's probably why you wanted a boy so bad.
Oh yeah, nah, man. A boy, was always going to be good going to, like they football games and they basketball games.
Now you going to ballet recitals,
You can always do that,
And cheerleading
and
practice,
cheerleading practice.
gymnastics.
cheerleading practice, volleyball practice, basketball practice.
Yeah.
We said cheerleading and dance.
Have fun during puberty.
Wait till you gotta have that sex talk, my brother.
Ooh.
In about
And then you gotta let her know about these niggas out here.
about 15.
Let me
You got
tell you how I
15
used to
years
be.
to prepare. So
I know.
I know.
I know.
You need to stay away from these type of niggas.
You want to go to the mall, I'm there. You want to go to the movies, I'm there.
that's right. That
I'm in the parking lot.
you chaperone in the prom.
You better. You better.
Chaperoning everything.
You better.
You going to college,
I'm there.
I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? You want to go out to like her girls to go do something and get their hair done, I'm coming too. I got hair, I'm getting my hair done too.
That's good. You're a good pa. That's good.
Oh yeah.
So how's the mom doing, man? How is she? She good?
Oh man, the mom is doing good. Me and her, both on her, having a boy seed. So most definitely that did come in our favor. So, hopefully I can do some more stroking the next couple of, years to get a boy.
Too much.
Wow.
Too much.
Wow. Stroking?
Too much.
That's why you have a daughter, right? That's why you're getting a daughter. So you need to change your life. You ain't learned your lesson.
Listen.
You about to get another daughter.
Twin girls. So we twins, watch.
I'm going to say one thing, man. I'm very appreciative of living in Houston, Texas. Dallas traffic and Dallas in general, especially for like Sunday fun day, it's not the same as like Houston, man. Like nothing's like Houston, when it comes to parties, the people, the friends, the family. Dallas is kind of, like an independent city, You gotta do shit on your fucking own, bro. I'm
Okay.
kind of homesick right now. I'm not gonna lie about that.
You'll be all right, brother. Let's see, what you come back Monday?
Yeah, come back Monday, man. Come back Monday. How you and Jay doing, man?
We good, man. We good. Can't complain, man. The weather it's cloudy out here, but it's not raining, so we good, man.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
man. Like the first thing I thought about, man, when the girl told me that when the girl had to ask her like 3 or 4 more times to make sure she was doing like her test, where I almost told her, "Can you please leave and get somebody else so we can
Bruh.
determine what the baby is, huh?"
Hey, man, look, I told you that's all on God's timing, man. That's God's plan. You was destined to have a girl. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So yeah,
For sure.
I saw that matters. Can't complain too much.
All right, man. Well, we gonna let you go. We gotta go. We gotta finish up this show, but man, enjoy your time out there. When you get on the road, be safe, man.
All the time, man. Love you. Hey, man, Adrianna, man. I hope y'all drinking a lot of like mimosas right now, so I can't drink.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That is good. Don't drink with your girl.
We are.
She can't drink. You can't drink.
We are in here drinking for you, man.
All right, man. Love y'all. Y'all be good.
All right, peace. Yeah, I always would say like God's gonna give you the child you need.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
me growing up, I had 5 older sisters. I never had a brother, so He gave me a son.
Yeah,
and like sometimes like the dynamic of me and my son's relationship, it's sometimes it is big brother little brother instead of father son.
Yeah,
I knew Peabody was gonna have a girl.
Yeah. Yes.
So
look, when he said that, when I found out he was having a baby, and I thought back to like the first time that I was here, I said his first kid gonna be a girl.
God know what he's doing.
God knows what he's doing. I'm telling you, it has never failed.
Nope.
When a nigga's first baby is a girl,
you know
what they've been doing.
Shut all those boys out already.
Yes. They only got girls left. Sorry, Papa P.
Yeah. I said that baby girl gonna have him wrapped around his finger.
Yes. All that stuff that he spewed, I'm telling you, he gonna change his mind.
He gonna be in this studio holding that baby in this chair.
Yeah, look, got my baby in my arm. He gonna have that baby on his hip.
He'll be a good dad. He will.
All right, so now we're gonna hop into my Black culture segment. So this week, I decided to help out my ladies. So I was watching. I watch a lot of Steve Harvey stuff, and he calls himself the certified love doctor or whatever. So he has, he has all these things that where he gives advice on dating, relationships, love, and all of that. Mm-hmm. So he had this thing where he gave these ladies these essential questions that every woman should ask a man on a first date. Mm-hmm. It was like 14 questions, but for the sake of time,
what are those?
Send
me that link when you forget.
I got you.
Yeah, what is this?
Because this is 2019.
Tough. What are we? 37 days in? It's tough.
My New Year started 2 days ago.
Shit.
So I decided, I picked out what I thought personally was the top 5 questions that a woman should ask a man on the first date.
Okay.
So number 1, are you family oriented?
That's a good question.
Ladies, you want to know, does he want kids? What is his relationship with his family, with his mom and dad? Yeah. Because that's important.
Those boundaries.
Yeah.
Those traumas.
Those
traumas.
That's also a way of, instead of directly asking, do you have kids? What is that?
I have a book that I am reading, and it says it did not start with you. How
I need to know
trauma shapes.
I need to know your traumas, baby. I need to know what your traumas are.
If that shit is gonna rub off on me, am I gonna leave here the same way?
Is my child gonna repeat those cycles. If we have a baby together.
Right. Traumas matter.
Traumas
All right.
matter. Traumas matter.
Y'all done been through some things, huh?
Shit.
I'm
Seen
telling
some
you.
things.
Telling you.
After you've dated someone that's gone through some shit, you see the red flags in other people, and then you're like, you know, it's good. We should just be friends. It's all right. We don't have to go there. It's okay.
It's good that you
I need you
notice
to
them
have your
early
peace.
as opposed
Yes,
to later on
I
down
need
the
you.
line.
Yes, because once
Yep.
you married somebody
You done.
and
It's in there.
and you can't get out, because it's easy to get married.
Mhm.
It's hard to get divorced.
Mhm.
So
and that shit expensive.
and
too.
it's expensive. It's cheap to get married.
Yeah.
Like you could just go to the courthouse,
Sign
Yeah.
some paperwork,
file some paperwork, and be done
pay
with
for your
it.
little certificate, and that's
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
It's a business. It's a business. People don't understand it. It's a
But
business.
it's hard to get out of it. And then then you got to deal with somebody that got some issues that you ain't really know about. That's tough.
Let's unpack that.
Let's unpack that.
Let's unpack that
All
before
right.
we start this paperwork. Okay, what's the next question?
All right, question number 2. To ask a man on the first date, what do you value most in a relationship? Now, I picked that one because I feel like ladies sometimes go into dating a man and feel like what I'm bringing to the table should be good enough for him. And you got to know what a man, where his mindset is. Does he value trust,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or is it building financially?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Is it-
important.
Right, yeah. So, because what you bring to the table may not necessarily be what he wants or is looking for at the time.
Like what's important for me may not be what's important for you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you're left like, oh, well, what, was I not good enough? No, and it's not that. I tell ladies all the time, it's never you.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever a man decides to do, that's on him, and it has no bearing on you. All right, so the third one, what are your long-term goals?
Mm-hmm.
If a man doesn't have a plan for you, he's wasting your time. He's got to
Yeah.
have a plan for his life that
includes
yeah,
you.
yeah, at some point
Yeah.
down the line is going to incorporate you as well, right? So
I agree.
he's got to have goals in his life because he's got to be wanting to go
That's-
somewhere and wanting to build something.
That's big facts.
Yeah. All right. The fourth one, name 3 things you'd like to have in common with your partner, right? So, like, I know for me, like, I like to work out.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, and my girl does too.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was single, right, that's something I would look for. I like to work out. You'll come to the gym with me, right?
Okay.
So, what are things that he likes, that he wants to have in common with his partner?
Is that the minimum? Is like because I know sometimes that like people don't necessarily have to, because I wouldn't want to be the same as my partner.
Well, yeah, not in every aspect.
But
Yeah.
something that you guys
But,
can
like,
still do together.
Yeah. Right. Like if he's into sports and you're into sports, right? So y'all may like to do sporting events, or maybe y'all like to go jogging together,
Mhm.
whatever it is.
Mhm.
If he's into art, or if you're into
Mhm.
art and he's into art, that's something you guys can do together.
I think there has to be that happy medium because I've seen couples that do every fucking thing together. I mean, like school,
See, and
work,
I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
going,
Like,
living together.
like I couldn't.
I
like,
need to miss you a little bit.
I need some divide.
I need to miss you. I need to
Yeah,
be able to
that's
go away and do
Mhm.
something with my friends, and then I have
Mhm.
something to come back and talk to
And
you
talk.
about.
Yeah,
Definitely.
But
I
you
agree
being
with
my
that.
shadow,
yeah, I can't do that. Yeah,
no, thank you. You don't have friends. You don't have anything else to do.
Where you just sitting there.
Do you
all
have a
by there
hobby?
waiting on
Right?
you.
You want a book to read? I can give you one. We can read these books in different rooms, and then we can talk about it later. How about that?
Let's get let's recap.
We
Alright.
got space.
The last one, the fifth question: what is the one thing you won't tolerate in a relationship? So I put that one because, let's
It
say,
matters.
It
yeah,
does matter.
like if you may be on a date with a guy, he's like, you know what, I don't really like that if my woman is out all the time with her friends.
I dated
And
somebody
you,
like
boom,
that.
you're like, you know what, I'm not for you, because I like to hang out with my girlfriends,
Yeah.
right? We have happy hours and all this and that.
Mhm.
But see, that's a red flag of controlling as
Yep.
well. Like, I can't have a
it
life
could-
outside
yeah.
of you.
It very well could be,
Mm-mm.
right?
No, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it could be anything from, I don't want to be with a woman that likes to shop a lot. If you know you like to shop and spend money, then guess what? Okay, this is our first and last
But
date.
you know what? Like I know there are people that say that there's certain things that they don't like, and they still end up with the person that
they don't like.
Yeah,
Well-
like I have a friend that's getting married to someone now. Like everything that he complains about her is stuff that he says that he doesn't like, but he still asks her to be his wife.
Well, men, so a secret about men, we'll put up with damn near anything to get what we want. So we'll put up
Why?
Right?
because that's
That
just
When you
sounds like
it's just
when
men.
you when you could just
Get what you want
get what you want without having to put up with something that you don't want.
with the resentment.
Yeah, because
No, no.
later down the line
That's
you're
not
gonna
how
be
I'm-
resentful.
in
Yeah.
the beginning, that's not how our mind works.
But you're gonna be resentful, and then that's gonna cause friction, and then you're gonna be like, you know what? I got this other bitch on the side that's gonna
Right.
do, and then it comes this like spot. So you could easily
Right.
stop all that and just say, you know what?
That's how these married men be out here acting crazy, acting single.
Yes,
Mm-mm.
living
You got a
single.
But see, with men,
I have a wife, but
I got a girlfriend too, but it's not that big of a deal.
it's not that big of a deal.
I can't speak for every man, but most men, we'd rather hit our heads against the wall.
Why?
Than, we hard headed.
I
Why?
love y'all. That's why y'all
Wired.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yes,
I ain't
that's
gonna do it.
y'all are stupid.
You could be batshit crazy,
and y'all
and
still go for it.
if I want to hit, I'm going to fight through that to get what I want.
Yeah, but see, why would you
And-
go crazy?
It,
It ain't that good. Like
what you mean?
I'm not gonna deal with someone. Like I'm not gonna deal with.
yeah.
There's 7.5 billion people on this planet. No, and I
And
know
then
I say that all the time.
And then we can also get a dog.
Right.
So if
right.
you can't
You
need
find the
some
right one,
attention?
I get a dog. Get
They
a
got,
dog.
they
a
got
dog
these dolls
fish.
for you now. Did you see that doll on Twitter? That they were at some kind of expo and it was like a little sex doll, and they had like a little dildo.
No,
Oh yeah, I
so.
saw that.
Like-
I saw
That is
that.
wild.
I mean, you can get you an animal, a pet.
Right.
You could do
No.
something. You could do something other than put up with some shit that you don't need to be putting up with.
but that's
Because,
obviously not the same.
but you,
No, I wouldn't want to be miserable with someone.
yes,
I
being
think I've
miserable in a 20-year marriage.
No.
Imagine being married to somebody for 20 years.
And then bringing kids into that,
and then you
creating
bring your
those
kids
traumas.
into that, and that's how you start traumas.
And then that's
So you
when they fuck
niggas
up
be
somebody else's
so that's
life.
what traumas got. You niggas
Being selfish.
Y'all
And
selfish.
Okay.
Because I want to hit it.
Because yes.
Okay, and
Wow!
I'm not
Wow!
making
We
this your
found
point.
it. We found out where it comes
We
from.
had an aha moment. This is what this shit is.
But the
No.
people that we are in year 1 is different from year 20. Would you?
I agree. I
But
agree.
that's why
People
you have to
change,
date.
Right.
but when you change, you have to communicate with that person that you're with. If you don't communicate that with the person that you're with throughout those years, then I feel that causes that divide
Mhm.
because you're not allowing that person to say,
Understand
you
your
know what,
development.
like understand who you are now as a person.
Mhm.
Because year 1 is different from year 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I understand
Definitely.
that, but if you don't communicate that, and a lot of times people fail to communicate that. Like I've witnessed that with my mother and her ex-husband. She grew differently, he grew differently. And I don't think that they communicated that correctly to each other. And they just stuck together for the sake of us, which
kids.
we didn't need that.
No.
I would have rather them separated
And been
way
happy.
before. You know what I mean?
That's a big thing too. When people choose to stay together, be miserable.
For the
And
kids.
miserable
kids.
and unhappy, and we
I-
see that.
I did that with my son's mother.
Yeah.
We were together off and on for 7 years. I've said it before, or whatever. But those last 2 years,
Yeah.
we hung on by a string. I did simply for the sake of my son.
And that's not, and
Yeah.
I get that, like Steph Curry and Aisha Curry, right? They
Mhm.
had said something where they put their marriage 1st
Mhm.
before their children,
And that makes sense
and that
to me.
and I think that makes sense. Like if I were to be married and I have kids, my relationship with my husband, not to say that it's not important than more important than my children, but if my relationship with him is unhappy, that is going to
Fall over into the
trickle
kids.
into my relationship with my children
Mhm.
because I'm not happy
Yep.
because of him.
Mhm.
Therefore, I'm not happy, and they're
Affect
gonna
them.
see that. So yeah, in a sense, you have to put that relationship first, and you have to like make sure that y'all two are on the same page.
True.
I don't know. Yeah, but
All right, so we're gonna get into this hot topic. It's something I've been wanting to, and it's perfect today. I have two women in the room. I got to get to the bottom of this. Okay, so I want to talk about true forgiveness in a relationship. So what I mean by that is, ladies.
hold on, let me take a shot.
Yo.
Let me take a shot real quick.
Let
Let me take a shot. Yeah, Jack.
A little bit.
Yeah, Jack. I need to
You
be
pull it
loose.
up? You pull it up with this one?
I just need a refill.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
let me just be a little bit loose right now.
Oh, wow.
True forgiveness in a relationship.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
All right,
Okay,
so
I'm ready.
you're in a relationship with a man.
Mhm.
It's, you know, let's just say, for example, y'all going 3 years strong,
Mhm.
right? And he messes up, right?
What's the mess up?
He cheats. Let's say he cheats. You know, you find out. But you ultimately decide to give him another chance and stay with him, right? So my question is,
Is this married or boyfriend girlfriend?
let's say boyfriend girlfriend. Let's keep it keep it a little more
Okay.
simple. Boyfriend girlfriend. He's gonna apologize and, oh baby, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. Yada yada yada. You give him another chance. What is the for a man to earn your trust back? How long does it take? What exactly can a man do to mend that broken trust? Because you see it all the time where, like, let's take, for example, Kevin Hart, right? He got caught on video cheating.
He was married.
Well, okay, that's a bad example. But
Me
just
and boyfriend girlfriend.
Tristan Thompson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
take Tristan Thompson,
Okay,
right?
very
He got
good
caught in the
example.
club,
Mhm.
motorboating the girl.
He did not give a shit though.
He
Right.
didn't.
Like, you know.
He
Blatant
was photographed,
disrespect.
right? The video got out, and Chloe decided to
Stay with him. Mm-hmm.
How can men because we're not perfect, we're gonna do dumb shit. I'm not excusing it by any means, but what can we do ultimately to start to earn back a woman's trust, to start to mend that broken fence?
I don't know. That's tough.
Because women will say, "Well, you got to earn my trust back." How? Tell me how. Because I've done dumb shit in the past. I'm like, okay, well, what can I do? Does time heal wounds, or what can a man do?
Time does heal wounds.
Okay.
But you got to think about, like, when you cheat on a woman and then a woman takes you back, you're not going to get that same woman back.
Mm.
You're not going to get that same woman back that you had before.
Same.
It won't be the same. And then I think that, like, when you're married and a man cheats, it's a little different than with boyfriend and girlfriend. See, me, you my boyfriend and you cheat on me, I would have to say that's a wrap.
Okay. So for you, there's no
second chance possible.
Okay.
I couldn't give that to you. Now, if we were married, because there's this thing that we have together, we've built this thing together. I would feel I would be required to say, okay, well, logistically, let's break this down and let's look at this. Okay, so you cheated. Okay, well, why did you cheat? Why did you do this? Why? Let's get to the bottom of it. But boyfriend and girlfriend, I would leave.
After
like
3 years,
leave.
y'all possibly could be living together. You're walking out the door.
You got me fucked up.
Okay.
In 3 years, you ain't put no ring on my finger. You ain't promised me nothing. You ain't do. And I'm doing all this stuff. And we together. What? And you gonna cheat on me? And you're not even my husband?
Yeah.
Bye. Goodbye.
When it comes to like she said, you're not gonna get the same woman back.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Because it's true, you don't trust anymore.
You don't trust them.
Like, I'm trust is shot. There is a person that I dated off and on.
But if you're giving him a second chance, how do you as a woman navigate that then?
You have to work through a lot of shit. Like the person that I dated for off and on for a couple of years, For the longest time, I couldn't have sex with him.
Mm.
Because anything that he would say and or do, I was like, yeah, you said that to that bitch too.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's deep.
Like,
Go say it to that bitch.
like it was one of those things. Like you're sitting there and like you're in the moment, and then like you're feeling whatever, and then you think like, okay, but you did this with someone else. And I think it's more, for me, it's more of an emotional connection. Like now you let someone in between us.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was you and I, but now it's not anymore. And I think that time heals all wounds, and you can get over it a little bit, but you don't forget it, and you still have triggers. Like I have an ex that he can't say what it do to me, and it sounds stupid, but the chick that he cheated with, that's when I asked him, what happened and how they met. Like I wanted the details, I wanted everything, like what she looked like, which is really crazy because she looked like me and she was just a little bit heavier. I thought that was an issue.
Wow.
But he said the first time they met, how they struck up a conversation is he said hey to her, and she said what it do, and that's something that he would always say. So that's what piqued his interest. He was like, okay,
wow.
like, well, where are you from? Because I think they're in California or something, and they don't talk like that in California. But for me, he would say that shit to me. I'm like, don't say that shit to me.
Oh, wow.
You can't talk to me like that. Like, and
Damn.
it's something so little.
Yeah.
But it carries if you follow
because
you.
because that's something that was a connection you had with her, and now you want to try to connect with me like that.
Now we good. We not my G.
No, my G.
Good. So no.
I
think you have to take your time. You have to decide if that's somebody that you want to be with. You have to have that conversation. You have to be really honest with your feelings to say like, I can deal with this or I can't. Right now you cheat, I'm good. We're good. Like, yeah, 7.5 billion people on this planet. There's I'm okay.
So let me quick because you said it. Are you asking him why he cheated?
Yeah, I want to know.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell all women something.
Let's
just listen to me. This is
trying to pop a bubble or something.
No.
So why do men cheat?
I'm gonna give y'all some raw truth.
Because they fucking can. That's the only reason why. And they have dicks.
When a man.
And you're selfish.
You're fucking selfish.
You're selfish.
Marcus,
you're selfish. That's why.
I am selfish. I'm a selfish.
Marcus is like, Peabody left me with both of them.
No, I'm good. Listen, I'm trying to help my ladies out. Y'all on it today.
It's fucking hot in here.
When a man cheats and he gets caught, I want to tell
just say why you cheat.
Just don't say because you got caught.
No. Listen.
You said because you got caught.
I want to tell my ladies, when a man cheats, don't ask a man why. One, don't ask him why.
I'm asking why you late to dinner.
Two, ladies, I want you to understand, do not in any way blame yourself or think that it was because of lack of something you were doing. I'm going to explain. When we cheat, it was because we had time and opportunity. Just listen.
So could y'all have used y'all's time wisely?
I mean,
just
to
listen.
do something else.
Don't question it. Just listen.
You're always going to have time and opportunity. So that means that all men are going to cheat.
I'm not saying that.
So that means I have to leave my man empty and drained any time that I leave him. Like, I have to make sure that there's nothing.
Fuck him,
right.
Him. God damn it!
Like,
I just gotta go to work. I gotta go to work.
No, see, y'all not listening. Y'all get it.
But you're saying time and opportunity, and it's just like you're always gonna have time and opportunity because you make time to do what you want to do.
That's an excuse.
It's not.
Okay. Okay. So explain yourself. All right.
It doesn't matter if you're lacking or not lacking in any area. And when a man wants to cheat, it is because he had the time and the opportunity, and his ego was stroked. If I'm constantly in the same vicinity of a woman, and there's some type of chemistry or vibes bouncing back and forth, and the time and the opportunity affords itself, it's probably gonna happen. Now, hold on. Now, I do believe that at some point in a man's life, he outgrows that, and his will to say no is greater than that temptation that lies before him. But until that happens, he is probably gonna do the dirt, and it has nothing to do with you,
right?
What you're doing or not doing. It is just the fact that he had the time and the opportunity. When a man says, "Baby, I'm sorry that I cheated. I didn't mean to hurt you," he is not
to Mogul Squared Media on the UML Podcast Network, where you can catch your favorite podcast on all major streaming platforms: iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, and many more. You can find a full listing of all our podcasts on our website, Urban Mogul Life, where we create the content and you create the lifestyle.
So what?
Usually.
At what point at what age does a man say, you know what? I got a good woman at home. She cooks, she cleans, she sucks my dick when I ask her, she fucks me when I ask her, she got my babies.
I don't think that they do.
Like, at what age?
There's not an
Can
age.
we be at what
There's
age can
not-
we say, you know what? I'm good. I don't have to worry about my man.
I've heard women tell stories about 40-year-olds, 45, 50-year-olds, cheating.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's an age. It's just the fact that there's got to be a point where every man's going to grow out of it. It's just at different points.
I don't think
he's going to change. A man is going to change for that right woman.
I call bullshit.
Mm.
No.
He's only going to change for the right woman.
No, he's
Yes,
not.
he is.
I know a lot of men with some right women.
Say that shit. No.
I know a lot of men with some right women, and they out there in the
Yes,
streets.
but just like what I said, she's the right woman. She's doing everything right. But the time and opportunity was afforded to him to do that dirt, and he could not resist that temptation.
But when y'all gonna stop resisting?
Temptation is always going to be out there. Like, I had this conversation with someone. He was afraid to settle. He was afraid to, like, he's 36, unmarried, no kids. And I'm just like, he feels like he's a unicorn. Which I guess, black male, whatever. He's a handsome, has a good job, no kids, no previous spouses. So his thing is that he was afraid that he was going to miss out on someone else that could be better.
Right.
And that's why he wouldn't.
He felt like he had so many options.
Yeah.
He was like...
but there are always going to be options. And there's always going to be someone better. There's always going to be that chance, that time, that opportunity to do something different. So, like, it's when you say they have the time and opportunity to cheat, you're always going to have that. Like,
right.
and then the fucked up thing is, like, y'all don't give us that pass. If we fuck up, it's like...
Y'all ready to go.
Oh, my God.
Y'all ready to go. Y'all ready to die to the ground.
Dick, how could you do that?
Why you do that to me?
That is very true. Reason being, real quick, because I know we got to wrap it up, but I look at it like men are givers, women are receivers. There is. Let me finish,
sir.
Let me finish. There is a. Can I finish? Y'all is killing me. Listen, I'm not saying
that's what you give me.
I'm not saying
that's what you.
I'm not saying that what I'm telling you has to make sense to you. I'm just telling you what it is. It may not make sense to you.
It doesn't make sense.
But I'm telling you what it is. As a man, there is right when sex is involved. There is a energy and a vibe.
There is an energy exchange.
That exactly.
I agree. But you can't sit there and say, okay, well, I apologize that you caught me for fucking this other chick, but how dare you have sex with this man?
Emotionally, women are stronger than men.
Yeah, don't give me that. Don't give me that.
No, that's true.
It is true. I'm just saying that's not a valid excuse. Just because you know that. Just because you know that.
We can't. But men
that doesn't mean I can't. I'm emotionally weak.
Look. Let me tell you.
I can't take it.
Men are some fucked up creatures.
You are. Y'all are.
We contradict ourselves in a lot of ways when it comes to cheating and sex. We just can't handle the thought.
Just don't cheat.
How about you don't do it?
Just don't cheat. Leave the person alone. Bye.
Because I like to match energy.
Yeah.
I like to match energy.
Yep.
So you gonna cheat on me? I'm gonna cheat on you.
No, I'm gonna leave. I ain't gonna cheat on you because it's too much shit out there.
I'm gonna
cheat on you.
I'm gonna
cheat on you with your friend.
You are savage.
I'm damn cheat on me, nigga.
I'm gonna leave, but I'm
gonna leave, but I'm gonna fuck your friend.
I think it's just the way we're wired as men. We don't want to think about our woman receiving another man's dick. It's just the truth. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's the
I had to
truth.
say it. I had to say it. You gonna cheat on me? I'm gonna leave you and I'm gonna fuck your friend.
All right,
That's-
fellas, don't
That's
cheat on
today's
Adrianna.
episode of Fuck Your Friend.
Yeah.
And you gonna wonder why we walked to the club together. Because I'm fucking them, nigga.
Yeah.
Why the Wi-Fi
Sorry.
passcode is
Yeah,
on.
why the Wi-Fi passcode is on?
Why you
It's
already got
'cause
the
I
Wi-Fi
got it.
passcode? I've been here before.
Hey,
Drop me off at his house and you already know how to get there.
but you know what? I can't even be mad at that statement because I know there's men out there that have smashed their girlfriend's friend
Mm-hmm.
or ex-girlfriend's friends. I can't even be mad at that
Trifling.
statement, Adriana. I can't.
Hey,
Um,
it's 2019.
Yeah,
Y'all want to dish that energy? I'm gonna give it right back at you.
but you are right.
Don't
We
do
can't.
it. Don't do it because women can do it better than men,
And we
that
won't
is
get
true.
caught.
and we won't get caught. You'll be
Y'all-
thinking your homie is your homie.
Yeah.
Your homie send love letters, okay? I'm just saying.
Right here, just
Don't
put
do it.
Savage.
Do you want me to eat from the
Don't
back?
do it.
Savage.
Don't do it.
Oh
If
my
you don't want
gosh.
that type of energy, don't put it out there. Because we can do it better.
How you fucked up and not
Fucked
even know
up
about
and
it.
not even know about it. You be look, y'all be in the picture like this, dabbed up. Dabbed up.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
look, and I'm gonna take the picture. Like, get in closer. Get in closer, y'all. Get in closer. Nigga.
End it, nigga. Yo.
Oh shit. That
Poor
was
Mike.
funny.
I'm sorry, Marcus.
Yeah. You know,
But look,
I
you
enjoy
can't
it.
do
I
it. You
enjoy
can't
this
you can't
conversation. I
outdo
like this
it.
type
You
of
can't outdo
conversation.
it. You can't outdo it.
Oh Lord.
We can't.
Well.
On that note, this was an amazing show. Adriana, I appreciate you
Thank
for
you guys for
setting the
having
record
me.
straight for these men out
Thank
here.
you. Y'all don't do it. Y'all want that heat.
Just don't cheat.
Don't cheat. You don't want that heat. Don't cheat.
I
That's it.
am sweating.
That's the name of this episode. You don't
You want that heat. Don't cheat.
Don't cheat. All right.
Yeah.
So, as we normally close out the show, Adriana, since you are our special guest for the day, if you have anything you want to say to the fans, where can they find you on social media?
Okay.
Plug you guys' upcoming show.
Okay. Miss Cool in the City, MSCOOL_N the city. That's on all social media. Like I said, Recovering Party Girls. We're a good time. March 7th, Sugars. It's in Missouri City. It's a little far out, but it's a good space. It's gonna be fun. We're a good time.
Where can they find
We're gonna
tickets?
Tickets, eventbrite.com/Recovering Party Girls. You guys, you can find us on Instagram, Recovering Party Girls, Twitter, Party Girls Pod on Twitter. But yeah, like I said, March 7th, you guys come out. It's gonna be fun. These guys are gonna be here. It's gonna be a good time.
All right. Grandma Peabody, he loves you. We love you too.
Yes.
Jordan, you got anything
P Papa.
before we sign off?
Just don't cheat.
Don't cheat, fellas. Don't cheat.
Don't
we
cheat.
can't
Because
take
you don't
it.
want that heat.
All right, we out of here, y'all. Peace. That was awesome.
Oh my gosh.